Yep, that's me. You're probably wondering how I ended up in this situation.
Well, for that, we need to move sometime back.
Welcome back, Audiophiles. It's me, your boy Joe, and this time we're going to be going for a trip. Let's go. Can we do it?
If you want to see more updates like this, make sure to hit the subscribe and bonk the bell. Alright folks, looks like we're here. So now I'm here at the HeadphoneZone Connect Chennai event, which is something similar to a Cam Jam event sort that is available in my place, and let's check out some gear. It was really good that I actually came in just when the show started, because near the end of the day, this place was so much crowded that I couldn't even sit anywhere. They really had a good assortment of gear, even all the latest editions. This is me looking at the U18 2025 edition. This one's the Velour. I was even trying the U12 2025 edition, so pretty much a good set.
Okay, so here's a little bit of an update as to all the gear that I've been trying so far. There's a lot of different gears to see, and I'm actually having this alien brain, which was really hyped. You can see it in here. I'll show you some close-ups. I have some videos that you can see going around. And first and foremost, I've tried the 64 Audio U12T. Worth the hype. It actually has a really good bass texture to it. It has nice punchy bass, really good sub rumble to it, and it also has clear details. I would say that the mids are okay and on the clean side. There's also a new version called the U18T 2025, which is I'll show you some pictures in here. I also have some pictures that I've taken, but that 2025 is actually an upgraded version of the U12T. And true to his name, is having really good aesthetics to it. It was pretty nice and it was very clean. In terms of the performance, it's pretty similar to the U12T, but I would say that the bass is a bit more on the sub rumble. Just keep in mind, these are all things which I'm like having a little bit of a listen to, quick impressions, trying all of them. It has better bass, sub bass rumble, and it has a tinge of a smoother treble, I would say. And yeah, mids are also pretty clean on that front as well. So let's try some more gear and get back to you.
As for the alien brain, as you can see, it looks a stunner, and in terms of sound, I would say that it's more across as the sharper side, but it doesn't come across as peaky or anything, but it's more of the detail-oriented IEM for me. The next one I tried was the Campfire Audio Carrara. Now, this is one of the high-end IEMs from Campfire Audio. If I were to put this in a nutshell, I would say that the shell is a pretty big shell, and the fit is really deep. I had to use different ear tips to get the right fit. In terms of sound, I would say that this one is an all balanced sound signature. It had a really good bass for it. It wasn't super thumpy, but it was a bass that gets you pumped up. I would say that this is more towards like Monarch Mark II style, in which it's a warm presentation overall with a good sense of bass. After a while of listening to some earphones, let's cleanse the palate with some headphones. And this time I thought of starting out with the Hi-Fi Man Sendara. Now, as for the Sendara, it was pretty comfortable, I would say. It was okay. It had a bit of a sharp sound signature to my liking. I would say that the Ananda Stealth is more towards my taste as compared to the Sendara. The next one I tried after this one is the Hi-Fi Man Edition XS. Now, you could see that it's pretty similar to Ananda Stealth in terms of the ear cups, but the headphone strap in this one is susceptible to a lot of degradation, and that is something that I really didn't like about it. Next up on the list was this crazy DAC cam stack in which I was listening to Blood Upon the Snow, and this thick cable is connected to none other than the Sennheiser HE1 Now, this was a really comfortable headphone that I was using, and it has an immense soundstage. I really enjoyed how this was working. It has a nice balanced sound signature all throughout, pretty neutral but super wide. That's how I would call the 800S. Next up is this SMSL DAC stack, which was connected to none other than the Dan Clark Nor. Now, in short words, let me just say that this is super comfortable, excellent sound signature, and I just can't wait to get one for myself. Tangzu had a really good set of IEMs across the plate. We had the Tanpeng, we had the Fuduas, we had the Zhu Legend, and of course, the Tangzu Wukong. Now this one's a flagship IEM from Tangzu, and let's just say it got my attention. It was wonderful, it had an excellent flash acoustics cable, and the sound signature is super punchy, well detailed. In short, I would say that this is an almost perfect all-rounder of an IEM. Other worthy mentions is the Sony IER Z1R, which had a really good bass, but nice details to match with that bass. The only complaint with this one is that the cable is really bad, and that's not good for such a flagship IEM. And then I get to try the Sennheiser HTB630, which had really good active noise cancellation, and the ear cups are a bit small to my size, but I would say that it's comfortable all throughout. Now that you see that the crowd is picking up, it's time to move on to the main event. The Sennheiser HE1. I was actually part of the lucky few who got to try the Sennheiser HE1, and let me tell you, the experience was well worth the wait. For the uninitiated, the Sennheiser HE1 is the ultra flagship pinnacle of Sennheiser products, which is worth an eye-watering 89,990 euros. That is about 9.5 million Indian rupees. It's just staggering. Other points to note is that it's an electrostatic headphone plus its own DAC amp stack that is built from the ground up for this HE1. And as for the DAC amp stack, as you could see, it's beautiful. It has Italian marble. It has tubes which are meant for the HE1, which has been custom tuned and handcrafted for it. To start things off, let's talk about the comfort. The HE1 was actually really comfortable. It just felt pretty light despite looking bulky as it is. And I was able to wear it for a good amount of time, and I had no issues with any fatigue, any ear pain, or anything of the sort because the cups are actually really huge and good to wear. Regarding the sound impressions, let's just say that the HE1 is considered to be the kind of headphone that is ultra neutral. So it's super transparent. If you play something good in it, it sounds good. If you play something which is badly mastered, then those particular noises that you might hear or the distortions is going to be picked up really well. And in fact, it's going to be elevated to the extent that you can hear those issues if it's badly mastered. In terms of overall bass quality, I would say that the bass quality is really good despite being super open back. This HE1 actually bleeds like anything. Anyone who is sitting next to you will literally hear the entire song that you're listening to. So I tried playing orchestra, I tried playing rock, and in all of them, everyone who was sitting around me in this room was able to hear exactly the way that I'm doing. So that is a case with the HE1 that it does bleed a lot and there's a lot of sound leakage. But as for me, who's sitting in there, I actually didn't hear anyone else in the room because the HE1 kind of envelops you that much. Even though people are talking next to me, I didn't hear any of them. I was able to be fully immersed in the HE1 and able to listen to every single nook and cranny of the songs. In terms of soundstage, like I said, it's super wide. It felt like you're in an orchestral theater and listening to the songs. And when I'm listening to anything with a high amount of bass, there is a slight sense of bass thump, but then you can't expect so much bass thumping on open back headphones in general. So I could give it the benefit of the doubt for that. In terms of mids, the mids were ultra clean. I was able to pick out every single layer of the instruments, and I was even able to pick out the cymbals, the vocals. None of them were too harsh, none of them were too sharp. In terms of detail retrieval, like I said, it was really high in clarity. I was able to listen to even the most smallest of instruments with no issues whatsoever. If I were to nitpick on the HE1, then that would be in the bass department, because the bass is good, the bass was enveloping, but I wasn't able to get that thump or the sub bass rumble that I wanted. Although in the bass department it is super high in quality. It has really good high quality bass, but I would think that the bass quantity is a little bit lacking. But I believe that is expected to be a headphone which is marketed to be ultra neutral. And with that, we reach the end of our wonderful journey. Do let me know your thoughts about all the different IEMs and headphones that I've tried down in the comments below. And as usual, I would see you in the next review. Peace.